Hey MTV, welcome to my crib. I wanted to make this video to let people know how we deal with living with 4 of us in a 1-bedroom flat. Here we are upstairs. Although we live in a flat, it is on 2 floors. I think that's because these upstairs windows are so small that you really couldn't have couldn't have this be a flat on its own. They had to have this as like the upstairs of a unit. This building was built in Victorian time. It was made into flats in the 1980s. View. This is the bedroom. Yeah, this is the room, the one room that we share with all 4 of us. Aside from the main bed that you've probably seen before if you used to watch my old videos. Pre-2019, I used to film up here. But then we've also got obviously my children's beds. This year I talked to Dan Tubb of the Brokenomics podcast. I tried to create this spreadsheet of all of the costs associated with having children, and I'm going to link that in the description of this video. But there was one moment in that I wanted to show you where, when discussing this question of how many bedrooms do you need if you're planning to have a baby. Except for the extra bedroom. So I've budgeted £3,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's in rent or in an extra mortgage.
Most people are going to have a house that they kind of start at 3 bedrooms quite often. Start at 3 bedrooms quite often.
That's not my experience, but I don't know. I think a lot of people think that it's borderline child abuse to have 4 of us sleeping in a room together, and honestly, they've never complained about it. If they did complain about it, I would take it seriously. We are moving. That's why we're moving, is because we have children. We'd love to stay here if it was just us, but because there's 4 of us now, we've been looking to move for a while. I guess people would say that we don't get much privacy, and that's probably accurate, but if you use your imaginations, I'm sure if you find yourself in the situation where you need to have 2 kids in a 1-bedroom flat, you can make it work, which I guess is the philosophy of this video. This is a piece by Alexander Adams. On this wall we have basically all our clothes on hangers. We don't have the room for a wardrobe. And then we've also got like folded up pieces in here. Kids' clothes are all on the back of the door, on the back there, and also on this side, and hanging up here. Would you like to see the bathroom? We would like to have a bath because children like taking baths more than taking showers. Under here, under the stairs, is where I do my videos, which is the part you've seen the most. This is what I see when I'm making videos for you. This handmade desk that my husband, the wonderful craftsman, has made. Roman blinds, very trad. Our table folds down so that we have a dining table, even though we haven't really got space for one. Here it comes. Watch out, it's very heavy. Again, this was handmade by my excellent craftsman husband, out of solid oak.
Here we go.
We all sit around the table like this. We have a 2-year-old who sits in a high chair. That's this one here. And that's our family sitting down for a meal together. The kitchen's been done since I showed you before. We have a list, things we need to always have basically, and if anything runs out, we use this pen, tick it off. And then I will take this with me to the supermarket. As I go down the aisles, I can wipe off the ticks as I get it. And by the end of the shop, there should be no ticks left. This is a system that's been refined over the years, and I believe it's the perfect system. I want to tell you about the way that we cook meals, although it's not really a space-saving thing. Every week we do a bulk batch cooking of a different meals. We cycle between about 5 different meals. We put them all in these pots, these exact pots, and then they will stack in the freezer. And then when we want to know what's for dinner, we just open the freezer, get out a pot, and then cook it with pasta or rice usually. It used to be really stressful deciding what's for dinner and do we have the ingredients, and now all we have to do is make sure the freezer's full and make sure we've always got plenty of pasta and rice, which we always do, and porridge every morning. The kids know how to get their own stool down. People often ask about the piano, but they can see behind where I sit for my videos. You're going to see a recurring motif of this house is that everything is raised off of the floor and mounted to the wall on brackets wherever possible. We've got the pedal on the floor, which is a little bit annoying but kind of unavoidable if you want to play the piano, because you've got to have that sustain. We've got a lot of learning material here because we don't like to rely on the school system to teach our children basics. So it's usually about 20 minutes a day, and then even more sometimes. We have a Azrael Supreme Grandmaster, as you can see, because my husband has the most based hobby. This is my laptop if you've seen me doing any of my art projects, any of my comics, that sort of thing. I draw it on here. It's got a little magnetic pen. Look at that. Oh, didn't see you there. This is the exercise room. 100. Just a really small thing is we've always had ever since we moved in is these little command hooks. So we always keep our keys, wallet, that sort of thing, just sort of like hair bits for the girls and for me. Headphones, stuff that you need to know where it is all the time as you're walking out the door. So it's always here, and when you come in from work, empty your pockets, just put it straight on the hook. To keep shoes, because there's no space to have furniture, we just have them hanging up on the back of the door, and then when someone comes to post something, the letter just comes in kind of awkwardly shoving past the shoe rack. This is a piece by my friend Pharaoh, perfect for this space here, which is very, as you can see, tall and thin. It's not like we set out to have a family of 4 living in this flat, but now that we've had it, we've sort of grown into it and we've adjusted as we go. I think it's very achievable, although it's not sustainable. I think we sustained it for much longer than we thought we would, not out of absolute necessity, but because we never felt uncomfortable here, really. Like, we've always enjoyed it. I guess one of the bigger downsides is that we find it hard to have people round. It's really just too crowded to have everyone sitting round one table. It's not impossible, it's just not that comfortable. That was the house tour portion of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and your normal programming will resume at some point. I don't know when I'm next going to be able to make a video, but it probably won't be sitting here because we are moving house, and this house with this wonderful staircase above my head, we will be moving out. Someone else will get to use this office. They'll never know the rich life that this understairs space has led before they bought this property. Thank you so much for joining me under the stairs for all these years, and wishing you all the best until I next see you. As always, please leave your comments. I always read all the comments, even though I can't respond to all of them. So thanks for everyone who dutifully leaves your unanswered comments. You doing the Dutch angle?
Yeah, this is all it's ever been. It's like Thor.
Some people are going to get sick watching this. Do it flat, for goodness sake.